Hi, I'm Repass. Today is August 15th, 2020. I want to share an article I wrote today called Freedom and Democracy in America. On this day and this time, I struggled deeply to understand how or why anyone could or would support the fascist guy in the White House, or the party formerly known as the Republican Party. The guy in the White House who was elected not by the people, but by the antiquated Jim Crow era Electoral College, has overtly stoked racism, bigotry, and division and hatred in America. He has done absolutely nothing to help the people of our country other than himself and his ultra-rich cronies. He has at least 25 sexual assault misconduct cases pending against him. He paid for sex with porn star Stormy Daniels. He's a proud adulterer. He has constantly tried to do away with all President Obama's policies, especially the Affordable Care Act, which is basically the only form of health care keeping the average American alive besides Medicare and Medicaid, which he would gladly gut as well. He wants to create an all-white, privileged, lawless oligarchy where he is king and no one has any say in any matter but himself. He has condoned racist and KKK supporters from Charlottesville riots to the George Floyd murder, Black Lives Matter marches. He tear gas bombed innocent Americans to run up to a church with a Bible, which he has never read, for a photo opportunity, which was something like out of a Hitler scenario. From day one, he has been engaged in unlawful, unethical, and unconstitutional practices. Federal judges and Democratic House members have been virtually the only ones keeping him somewhat from going full-blown dictator and keeping him in check. Countless books about his evilness, narcissism, racism, lawlessness, and sociopathic behavior have been published, including most recently by his own niece and psychologist, PhD Mary Trump. Many more books will surely follow, including more by Bob Woodward, exposing Don's corruption, violations, and indignation. Like all of these, I could write endlessly about his and his cult followers' evilness and corruption, gun worship, lack of all empathy for all people, cheating, nonstop lying, and deception to all Americans. But I want to address the opposite, unity. The unity that hopefully must come about after the November election. Let's discuss why his cult followers are so loyal and devoted that they will allow him to, quote, shoot someone on Fifth Avenue in broad daylight, as he said, which, by the way, is about the only crime he has not committed. So when a youngster is growing up and becoming of age, he tends to follow in his political persuasion footsteps of his parents. I know I did. As a young man grows and educates himself and reads, listens to trusted, established news sources, not propaganda or commentary or other strict ideologies, he will grow and he will learn and become to realize that democracy and freedom go hand in hand, and that the democratic policies are the only policies that will protect and save and restore our nation. The last semi-acceptable Republican president we had was Bush Sr., who signed the UN Climate Change Agreement in 1992 in Rio de Janeiro, one of the last decent acts a conservative president did, because the act itself was indeed conservative. Democrats have always been the true conservatives, the guardians of the planet, who know we must value our one earth and protect and maintain it in its entire ecosystem. Republicans want to dig, baby, dig, and frack, baby, frack, pollute the planet with fossil fuels without constraint, have no clean air or clean water policies. They live for today and don't care about tomorrow, their children, or the next generation. Republican climate change deniers deny and deny as the planet rages with ravaging wildfires, more devastating weather than ever before, many additional, more powerful, intense hurricanes, tsunamis, tornadoes, earthquakes, derechos, massive flooding, and storm surges with surreal increases in rising tides and loss of land the size of football fields daily along the Florida coast. When President-elect Al Gore spoke of climate change circa 1990, few listened. not enough acted. Now storms are out of control. The future is unstable at best. While Greenland's ice sheets has melted beyond the point of no return, polar ice caps have shrunk drastically and most likely beyond any repair, along with the damage to their respective wildlife. Then came the bankrupt buffoon in the White House we have now, who has totally abandoned and mocked climate change and all the disaster it brings. Now we face a pandemic with more dead in America than any other country, approximately 170,000 as I speak. A president refusing to fund the post office to prevent us from voting him out of office. A gun violence epidemic spiraling out of control. Divisiveness never seen before. A collapsed economy. Unemployment at historic rates, with Republicans unwilling to collaborate with the House Democrats to help provide stimulus to the American people. With all these seemingly overwhelming issues at stake, we must act immediately. We must bring democracy back, stop the brainwashing, the cult-like mentality of conservatives, stop the divisiveness, stop the gun worship, begin to restore race relations and relations with our former allies around the world, bring back the Paris Climate Agreement, protect healthcare and Social Security, save and create new jobs through new technologies such as wind, solar, and electric power. The time for republicanism has long passed. It is now a privileged, elite, damaging, divisive, prehistoric cult. We must come together in November and every day thereafter to make a more prosperous union like we enjoyed during the Clinton and Obama years, where everyone benefits and all Americans rise up, help one another, and are once again proud of this country. I urge every citizen to vote this November and to take back our nation, coming together as one united, democratic, prosperous America. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless America.